one, and can this scrub your air clean? Let's have a look. Dave Taylor here, and I'm looking at this. This is the Renpho air purifier, and as you can see, it's a pretty big unit. So it's actually 21 inches tall by 14 inches wide by 8 inches deep, and I just turned it on, so now we are at the lowest fan mode. So let's just jump right in and let me show you. It has 3 speeds. I'll put it on the top speed, and then I'm going to show, this is my patented device to show you airflow, and you can see it actually puts out some air. Now, when you see all this air coming out, what you need to think about is that it's pulling it in and then having it actually go through a filter system and then coming out. So there we go, we have that. I can put that aside. Let me turn this off again, although it actually feels really nice to have this coming out. But here's the thing, is that what this has is a 4-stage filtration system. So it has a pre-filter, a charcoal filter, an activated carbon filter, and then a HEPA filter. So all of these combine to really get all the particulate matter out of the air. In fact, they say that it covers and pulls out 99.97% of airborne pollutants. That's actually pretty impressive. But again, whatever, so it has a fan, right? So let's see, let me open it up and let's have a look at how the fan's been doing, because I've had it running in my son's bedroom, and my son actually has some issues with allergies. So first off, I hope you can see, this first screen is pretty dusty. So we're already getting some dust there. Then there's more dust on this filter. And this one, again, just pops out. And let's see, so now we're here, and this must be the activated carbon filter. And it's a big, thick, this is probably the most expensive filter in the whole thing. And there's maybe some particulate matter in there, but by this point, you're down to pretty small particles. And then finally, here's our HEPA filter, which should be a little easier to come out than it does. But, well, I can't get it out at this second, but you can see they all work together, and then it's just a fan. So, you know, the technology here is not rocket science. It's just a matter of having a good fan with good controls and then having enough filtration to make sure you get all the particulate matter and everything out as you go. So let me reassemble this as best I can. And then we have this filter goes on, and that's just held on by Velcro. And to be entirely honest, what I'm doing probably is suboptimal, because I should be cleaning each layer as I go, because why not, right? So let's get this in the right place, all the way down. That one's done, and then this one has little side tabs. So get all that. Then the top clicks in. And we're done, and now I can actually close it back up, easy enough. And now I'm going to turn it on again, because now I have all this particulate matter in the air. So it has, let's look at the controls for a minute. So on the top, and here's a close-up, is it has 3 speeds and an automatic speed. It has a sleep mode because it has lots of lights going on. And you know, late at night or in a dark room, you don't want those lights. It has a timer if you want to just set it for a couple hours, though most people, generally the way you want to do this is just having it run 24/7. That's what we've been doing. There's a lock button in case you have little tiny hands that like to touch things, although I suppose they could unlock it and then do things, but hopefully that's not the case. And then there's actually an air quality indicator, so it actually can automatically turn on if it needs to actually clean the air. So it's monitoring the air as it's going through this filtration system. That's pretty cool. So if I put it on automatic, it looks like it analyzes the air quality in my kitchen and says, this looks like a number 2, but I'm gonna turn it off because I wanna be able to talk, right? So it doesn't use any UVC, it doesn't use any ozone system. So if you know about air purification systems, those are perhaps a little more controversial, although UV may be less so. It's rated to work with up to like 300 square feet of a room. That's a pretty big room. That's like 10 by 30, right? But I am using it in my son's bedroom, and he has a room that's, I don't know, maybe 100 square feet. So this is definitely maybe a tiny bit of overkill, but he has a lot of issues with dander and pollens. So this is really helping that room be a little oasis, given that we have 3 cats and yes, he has dander allergies. Not a great combination, but that's a whole nother story. So, as I said, it automatically can change fan speed based on air quality, and there are color indicators on the side that will show you your air quality. So if it's blue, you're good. If it's like orange or something, then you need to have this thing really be working for a while. And you might even look at what are my environmental pollutants that are causing this trouble. So sleep mode, already mentioned that, gave you the size. I do want to say it's 15.8 pounds. So it is definitely transportable, but it's fairly heavy. Now, they have designed it well. If you look at the back is a nice design because you obviously have a very easy handle here, but 15.5 pounds, that's still fairly substantial. This is not something that great grandma is going to be moving around as she totters from room to room, or hopefully runs a marathon, who knows. Anyway, so not much else to talk about other than the price and the cost of replacement filters, because you will need to replace the filters occasionally. You can take like the filters here and just run a vacuum over them, and that actually is very beneficial when I obviously need to do that. But at a certain point, you really need to just replace all the filters to get the maximum benefit out of the Purifier. That's just the way it is. So before I get to the price, if I can ask, and I turned it on again. Before I get to the price, let me ask if you can subscribe to my channel. Really appreciate when you do that, and it gives us ability to stay in touch. And leave me comments if you have issues with dander or pollen or other environmental allergies. How are you cleaning your air to have your house be, I don't know, the least annoying and least frustrating possible? Cool. Now, let me turn it back around. You can see it's sort of cycling through colors as it analyzes the air quality here in my kitchen. I wish it was super clean, but hey, that's why we have filters, right? Okay, this is the Renpho Air Purifier, and it is $162 at Amazon.com. And given that it can work in nice big rooms and it just is super quiet, although maybe on the highest speed it's a little bit noisier, but that's just sort of the nature of the beast. You can't push a lot of air without actually having something moving at a decent clip, right? And now it wants to be on high speed forever. Okay, now we're back to speed number 1. So the only other thing I want to say is that if you do need to buy replacement filters, you can get them from Amazon also, and they're $35.99 for the whole set of all 4 filters. So, you know, clean them, make them last as long as you can, and probably every year or two, maybe, I don't know, check with the company, but maybe every year or two, go ahead and replace the filters to get the maximum benefit from this air purifier. I'm a fan, my son is definitely a fan, and that's probably the most important criterion, and so I suggest this is one you might want to check out. Now, it doesn't work with smart homes. You know, it's not Alexa friendly, doesn't have anything like that. It doesn't have a remote control. But honestly, this is a set and forget sort of device. So if you can live with those parameters, then you're good to go. And that means that it's time for me to say that I will see you in my next video.